Welcome to the Occupational Safety Leadership Podcast, episode number 257. And in today's episode, I'm going to go over a story I just heard from talking to one of my old buddies. We're both been in safety, him probably 35 years, me 30 years at least, just two old guys talking about safety, which of course is always a really good time, anyway. But he said that recently somebody at his work kind of took him and pulled him aside and said, "Hey, it appears that you're showing favoritism towards your friends when you see they're doing something wrong. You kind of give them a little gentle correction, and it's when people you're not friends with, there's a not quite yelling, but a elevated voice, let's just say, along with a you know better, let's not go through the write-up process." And so this person said, "Hey, I've kind of been observing this, and I don't know if you're actually aware that you're doing this." And of course, my buddy was a little taken back because he couldn't think of a time that he did it, but he also couldn't think of a time that maybe it really is happening. And he just wasn't really conscious of it too, because, anytime that you're in the workplace with the same folks for a long time, you naturally start to get to know them. You start to get to know their spouses and their kids. If, sometimes they open up about some other things outside of work, family life, and that kind of stuff. So you do start to get to know people. You do start to get to be friends. And so he was really kind of taken back with the whole, well, first off, somebody else observed it and brought it to him. So, of course, he was a little like, wow, is it really happening? And I don't know it. And he was also thinking that he really couldn't picture a time this happened. And so he, of course, obviously could not defend himself in either fashion. He could just say, I have to be more conscious of this, you know? So, which led me to think in my life, of course, like, gosh, has this happened to me? Am I possibly favoring people at times just because I know them? Like we worked at the same place for quite a few years. I love to give them a hard time when their football team loses. That's really a good time. So you do kind of start to get to know people, and so myself, of course, I couldn't think of a time that I did it, either. So I started thinking that I need to be more conscious of it myself then, because maybe it's something that we all kind of naturally do. Just like I've noticed it in families that you can have where a brother or sister will do something pretty awful, and most people would agree it's awful, but the person that they're closest to just doesn't see it that way because they're a little too close to it. So I started thinking that, gosh, I wonder if at times maybe I'm doing it and I don't know it, or because I've done everything I can to consciously try not to, but that also means I haven't slipped into it. So this is just really something for all of us to go back and kind of think about. So I did tell my buddy that he needs to circle back with the person who brought it up, and of course, obviously thank him for that feedback, because anytime that you get feedback, you should always thank people, even if you don't like that feedback, even if it's something that you don't really believe is happening. It doesn't mean that others do not believe it's happening. So anytime there's feedback, of course, always thank the person for feedback. And also, he did what I would say a very professional, very great thing by bringing it up in a one-on-one forum. It was not a public meeting. There was no email. There was no phone call, even that somebody could overhear. It was literally both of them just sitting down talking. And so I saw that as a very positive thing, because if it really is happening, he could have made a super big stink about it. I like to think that he's helping the person with course correction, as opposed to I have to slam the person. I just want to gently correct them on their course. So that's all I got for today. I just want all of us to go back and kind of think about, are we possibly doing favoritism in the workplace? Don't really know it, of course, because maybe we're a little too close. Um, and so I just want us all to kind of kind of maybe be more conscious about it. I don't know if there's really a lesson to be learned in this, except maybe all of us just kind of go back and pay more attention to it. All of us have probably heard that it kind of seems that when you sit down and measure something, when you sit down and consciously think about something, you do start to see it everywhere then. So, but that's all I got for today. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. My name is Dr. David Ayers. Thank you and have a safe day.